Part of the grounds of the hotel, Chateau de Fontaine. Own little lake, pair of swans, and really nice grounds with new annex of the hotel there. But more interesting, at least to me, is the main building, which is the original old chateau, and then a parking area, and just beyond this, the pasture with the cows in it, and then one of the local roads, which is where the industrial part begins. So it's really the very, very old and the very, very new present. Here's a little better view of the hotel and the grounds from over by the main gate. There's some beautiful trees here, absolutely ancient. And right across the street is a Swiss version, a French version of what the Swiss would call, and the Germans would call, a Schraube, except all these little huts are brand new. Some of them don't look like they really had the roof finished on them. And there's lots of new stuff planted here. And over beyond you can see the train line, which means it is possible to get here on the train. Now you can see the beginning of the entrance into the old village. Here we've got a mill house and a small river that runs through the village. It looks like it's an outdoor sitting area here with, it could be grapes, I don't know what's there. And the weather today is not bad, but it's foggy. We're close to the English Channel, so you have to live with that some days or sometimes. As we're on our way towards the cathedral, which, like a lot of little birds, Soxland included, has a church that is way out of proportion to what it should be for the size village. Alright, there we have the local house of worship. And this building on the right is the local hospital. Of course, you've got the usual little cluster of souvenir shops and other items for the tourist trade. Some modernity amongst antiquity. Every little restaurant has got its little sidewalk patio, which always fills up during the day. Here we've got some of the square in front of the main entrance to the cathedral, which is quite impressive, as usual. And then other parts. And more down the little streets poking out from the cathedral. And even now, we're certainly not the only tourist. And many more Germans come now than they used to. I think since the Oro, and since this is the second generation of people from the war. This is a memorial to Infantry Brigade number 56 of the British Army that liberated this area. This magnificent window is just behind the souvenir shop inside the cathedral. Talk about money changers. Very ornate, and with a Eucharist candle that's been on vitamins. There's quite room for congregation here, with numerous side chapels, and then two big annexes off the nave here. Probably filled up at Easter and Christmas. And there we have Eve's candle for the day. Barbara always likes the light. This is decorated with really nice flowers too today. Here inside the nave is the bishop's chair, which without trying very hard could be a little ornate. All wood. Amazing. the facades of some of these buildings is very typical. This particular house is called the House of Adam and Eve. They don't live there anymore. An impressive old tree at the end of this street. Here comes our little tour train we're going to take. This is going to cost us 9 euros, about 45 minutes I think. But we're going to be able to get the local lore here, see what develops. Looks like it'd be fun to ride in too. This is a little of the Saturday market here, with food of all kinds and people of all kinds. Lots of cheese, lots of meat, and sausage, a little bit of everything. Have a lot of people. Beautiful produce and vegetables. And since I've lost Barbara, somebody may find her buying something. Lots of nice French white asparagus. That's tasty. Avocados, tomatoes, shallots, onions, fruit, artichokes, you name it, they got it here. And some strawberries that have been on steroids. Lots more vegetables. Beautiful leeks. Beets. Not everything you find in the Kroger supermarket. More of everything. Absolutely. Yeah, I see some herbs. Need to go look at those. See what they've got here. Oh, that celery looks anemic. Well, this is thyme. Loads of it. And more onions, potatoes. There's some of those blue potatoes. They're tasty. Boy, oh boy, here's the meat counter. Beef, chicken, rabbit, ham. All kinds of sausage, veal, fry a fresh chicken and they dress it for you here. Well, that looks like that might be a duck he's working on. At 1:30 in the afternoon, the main drag here is pretty deserted because I think most people are sitting in the places eating and drinking. This is Saturday afternoon. Not too much going on except people like us out wandering around. Now here we have Barbara, who's making pictures so she can put them on the computer of some delicious foods in this butcher shop, which is really more of an artisan butcher shop. Here's another example of some of the old restoration that's been done. Very interesting facades. More pictures here of the river, and as you can see, another water wheel. This one's changing And you got the cathedral in the background. A very beautiful ancient village, like before 3rd century. Here we got more running water, which seems to pervade the whole place. Don't see any fish. Well, one of the great landmarks is the cathedral. You can tell where you are. The famous Bayeux tapestry. And we're about to go in and have a look. Here we have a tray from which there is an empty espresso cup, and Barbarino is here sucking up a Diet Coke. What else? But this place where we are is very interesting because it's a kind of a garden outside with a menu and short orders, and over in the corner you can see a Route 66 sign. And the man who runs the place is named Jerome, and he speaks very good English. He's driven Route 66 and he races cars. He has raced at Le Mans and then also in the US. And he's a friend of another man, the son of Steve McQueen. There's a whole story there, and you never know what you're going to run into. Well, this is Sunday about 1:30 in the afternoon in the downtown, and we're back at our favorite little lotto store and beer joint that serves draft Guinness. And there's not too much else going on here that you can shake a stick at. But it's a good time to learn how to ride around in the village because the traffic is practically non-existent and parking is overabundant. This is just some of the exhibits in the Bayeux Memorial Museum, along with videos and many placards and wall poster exhibits. These are German insignia and light weapons. Some of the U.S. military outfits and hardware.